And we're back for part 8 of Kathy Rain 2, continuing right now. So, of the tasks in front of us, I think going to get the gun is probably the most important. Kathy noted that the police hadn't found it yet, which was the reason that she wasn't in custody. So it seems like maybe we want to go find that before the police locate it.
Business as usual, as if I was never here.
Skid marks are still here, though.
That must be the spot. I don't remember the actual impact. No trace of the gun in this area. I should keep looking. Nope, no gun here.
After a thorough search of that dumpster.
I really lost control there, didn't I? Business as usual. Just some guy on a break. I shouldn't bother him.
Okay, I thought I clicked on the man the first time.
Bingo. I can see something shiny down there. How to get it up, though? I need to come up with some way to extract the gun from the drain. Maybe I can get creative somehow.
Magnet, sticky tape. Oh, we have tape. We have tape and scissors, but what I don't have is some way to lower it all down. Wait, I used to have tape. Maybe we used the tape. The only reason that we needed the tape was to get the fingerprint. So I can throw pills at it, drop scissors on it, drop a shard on it. I don't currently see anything that would lead us to be able to get that.
In real life, that's just some random industrial building. No need to go in there. This city of ours is oblivious and indifferent to what happened here. Useful for heavy lifting. I don't need to do anything with that.
And that is everything in this area. So I think that we're going to have to come back later with whatever we need to fish that out. I'm thinking a line with something sticky or a hook or a magnet. I think I said that earlier. Something that's going to lift it up. I don't think that we're going to remove the drain and climb down there, but you never know. Yeah, I don't see anything in my inventory that can help out with that. So after that, our options are to go talk with the lead ranger or go to Longhorn PI. Let's go to the Longhorn PI first. Yeah, the longer that we wait to talk to the rangers, I think the better. Not because their time is worth nothing, but at least one of them appears to be very dangerous, and I'd rather have that gun with us if we could have it.
Good thing I still had my spare key. Looks like the cops haven't been here yet, so I better work quickly before they get a warrant and ransack the place.
Also that.
Looks like Lucas has plotted out all the soothsayer murders here on a map.
Right, we've heard her observe that before. Let's look through his files.
Just some old case files. No gun, as expected. This is where Lucas would keep his revolver. There are some spare bullets in here, though. Better take some. All right, that should be plenty.
Define plenty. I hope you mean all.
Lucas's favorite brand of whiskey. He made me promise to down one of these at his funeral. Silly old man. Lucas's favorite cigars. Whenever he was stuck on a case, he'd light up one of those and just sit and ponder in that chair. Doesn't look like anything of note was thrown away. Looks like Lucas received a few messages on this pager recently. I believe this model can only display numbers.
Well, I have no guesses.
Weird note. Some sort of reminder?
Well, there's a clear progression from Park, Mall, Cafe, and Square. I don't quite see if that's OOO, DDD.
Very cryptic. Knowing Lucas, this is some sort of reminder. That list of locations is interesting. I'm only familiar with the park. I wouldn't know what places the others are referring to.
Well, how many malls are there within Cassidy city limits? Assuming that he's talking about something local.
All right, so this is what Lucas was up to this month. Hopefully I can find some useful clues in here. Jackson is Lucas's youngest son. Must be his birthday that day.
It's not to say that that's not important. It's an important day to him, so let's try to keep that in mind.
This must be that thing Lucas mentioned about digging up dirt on the mayor. Shouldn't be relevant to me right now. I guess those bad fillings are the least of your worries now, buddy. Dog watching, huh? For whom, I wonder? Dog watch. I remember this JK person from when I worked here. They're a police informant. I don't know their real identity, though. Probably worth trying to learn more about them.
Also, Cafe is one of the...
Looks like Lucas had a meeting with JK here on the 18th. That's a few days before he approached me about the soothsayer.
Also, Cafe is one of the things on his post-it note. It seems like an important location.
That's the day when Lucas came to me to ask to team up. I wish I'd taken him up on it. Looks like some meeting related to Lucas's ex-wife. I doubt that's relevant to me. That was the night when he died. JK deliver here on the 25th. Was Lucas waiting for a delivery from the informant when he died?
Unless we can switch pages, this is what we learn from the calendar.
Standard KPD radio manual. Lucas probably used this to decipher police communications.
Morse code. I'm trying to put together in my head how I think that some of these things are related. The note, the pager, the Morse code manual.
The Longhorn Boys, Lucas and his sons. This photo must be several decades old.
Can we do that thing where we scrape a pencil on the paper to see what was written? This might not have been the most recent post-it note is all.
No, I've got my own. Lucas's address book. I can cross-reference it with my notes.
Well, let's start with JK.
Still just the initials, but a number for JK is listed here. I should give them a call. Nothing new, just her Onyx Row address, which I already have. Worth a shot, but no, nothing.
I don't think that Corey has a home.
I don't need to look that up.
Yeah. He's not going to know this. Didn't we give him this information?
What if I could, but I don't have a name to search for?
We know where Tabitha is. We met Rachel. Pyre is not going to be in his address book. Let's look up the soothsayer.
I don't need to look that up.
But we really do, though.
I don't need to look. I don't need to. I don't need to. I don't need to.
Right, sorry. We know where the King of Kings is. Eric Holloway has died. Rose Taylor has died. Azure Sky Motel.
I don't need to.
Boy, if there's anything else out of here, I don't know what it would be. I think that we call JK.
You have reached a numeric pager system. Please enter up to 12 digits and end your message with the pound key.
Oh yeah, now I remember. Lucas used some kind of secret pager code to arrange meetings with his informants. I shouldn't try to leave any messages here until I'm sure I've cracked the code. Hopefully some of the clues here on the desk can help.
Well, we've got a pager.
All right, I think that's everything. I'll gather up all the clues and see if I can make any sense of them.
So we've got the pager with previous codes.
All right, so I know that Lucas used some sort of pager code to set up meetings with his informants, including JK. My objective should be to crack the code and then send a message to JK, posing as Lucas. All of the coded messages seem to begin with 1011. I should start by figuring out what those numbers mean.
$1011 would be dog case. Can I click on this? It means dog case. How do I...
I should write something down first. These all share the 1011 prefix. I should start by figuring out what that means.
Right, I feel like it's right here. I don't know what dog case would mean. Because these are... Well, hold on. 10 would be JJ. 1011 would be blah, blah, blah. Oh, JK. 1011. Can I... So how do you acknowledge this?
These all share the... Oh, I recognize this number. It's Lucas's ex-wife. Probably not relevant in this situation.
So it's relevant to JK.
Looks like Lucas had a meeting with JK here on the 18th. That's a few days before he approached me about the soothsayer.
1011 either means dog case, which I admit doesn't make a lot of sense, but that seems to be, you know, it's just those things. Or if we go here, then we've got 10 is J, 11 is K. So he's notifying, it's sort of the numeric code for JK. However, if I click on this, it's not acknowledging that. Also, dog watching. He wasn't watching a dog. It's a dog case. I don't know how to make it...
Dog watching, huh? For whom, I wonder?
I can't click up here. I feel like the game is telling us that everything we need is right here on this page.
These all share the 1011 prefix. These all share...
1011 means... dog case.
That was the...
Right.
JK deliver here on the 25th. That's the day.
So if we click on the calendar, she only repeats things. Let's maybe go back.
A police scanner for eavesdropping on the cops. Common practice in the PI business.
Kathy, I really feel like we've got some things to look at. This is a case where it's just like mechanically, I feel like 1011 stands for JK, which is probably like when I text that, then you'll know it's me because I'm using this numeric code to identify who I'm calling from. Or it would be JK texting in because he's getting those numbers here. So JK is identifying himself, but how do we, like, I can't click on any of this. I can't seem to click on any of this and elicit a response. I cannot click and drag or anything like that. If we click on the numbers themselves, Kathy simply repeats the information that we already have. It is conceivable that I need to go someplace else first. I really don't think so, though. Let's take a look at some of the other things in the area.
Pretty standard literature in the PI biz. Just some old news coverage of a big case Lucas solved in the 80s.
She can't
No
stand
way.
the clicking.
I can't stand that stupid. Guess that Hawaii retirement isn't happening, Lucas.
Let's
I
double.
already looked in there.
Yeah, okay. I figured that we'd double check just in case she had some new ideas on what she needed to look at.
Old pictures of Lucas and his army buddies. He served in Vietnam.
All right, rather than banging my head on this, let's plan to come back because we do have a third place that we can go, and for all I know, that's going to lead to some additional information here. I really feel like we should be able to do this now, though.
Hello again, I'm back.
Oh, hi. Chief Walker is on duty now. You'll find him past the door to your left.
Ah, great. I think I'll have a chat with him then.
Sure. You have a nice day now.
Thanks, you too.
Yes, come in.
Chief Walker?
Yeah, that's me. Who's asking?
Kathy Rain, private investigator.
Oh, another one. I thought you'd all given up by now.
Sorry to disappoint, but this gal is more stubborn than most.
Apparently. Go on then.
Did you know Deborah Sinclair well?
I did, yes. I considered her a friend.
I'm sorry. That must have made things hard for you.
Indeed. It was somewhat of a relief when the city boys took over the murder case.
Our actual goal is to ask him about the ranger, but let's look around his office a little bit.
Are you an avid hunter?
Of course. In my view, it's an integral aspect of being a ranger. Nature is riddled with death, you know. Eat or be eaten. And we shouldn't lose sight of that.
A tea person, I see. Black or green?
Depends on the mood. Yao Pon's my favorite. Heard of it?
I have, but not until I started doing research on Deborah Sinclair. She loved that stuff, didn't she?
Ah, of course. Yes, indeed. She's the one who introduced me to it.
Oh, hold on.
What's up with the huge fan outside?
Beggars can't be choosers. We don't have the budget for a proper AC.
What do you think of Cassie?
Oh, Miss Sullivan does a fine job. I'm sure she'll make a great ranger one day.
Okay, now I think we've asked about everything in the room.
What do you know about scrying mirrors?
Well, we both know how they relate to the murders, but other than that, I haven't come into contact with them.
Are you familiar with Pyre?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Never mind. Guess you guys never got that far. Do you know a Faith Cyrene? She's supposed to have some form of facial scars.
No, I don't. That's not a familiar name.
I figured she was palling around with Vic Cooper.
What do you know about the soothsayer?
You're a PI. You know how this works. You'll have to make do with my statements in the press, just like everyone else.
I don't want to ask him about that. I don't want to ask.
See, I would want to ask him about that, just in case, like, if you saw a facial reaction, or he did suddenly know something about this random motel, that would be an odd coincidence, something worth looking into.
Does the name Rachel Wang mean anything to you?
Afraid not. I don't know who she is.
Do you know who Tabitha Caldwell is?
No, I've never heard that name before.
I'd like to speak to Ranger Cooper. Can you arrange that?
No can do. Ranger Cooper is on leave for the time being.
He is? Why?
Personal reasons. He'll be back on duty in a few weeks. I can pass on your details if you wish.
I can't wait that long. Surely there's no harm in providing his phone number. I just need to speak with him.
No phone, which is the case for all of our resident rangers.
Resident rangers? That means they all live within the confines of the park, right?
Yes, I suppose it does. But you shouldn't try to go find him, miss.
What's stopping me, Chief? Bear Creek is public land, isn't it?
Technically, yes. Just don't harass the poor man, will you? He's been through enough.
What's that supposed to mean?
Never mind. I'm getting too old for this shit.
I'd have a lot more empathy for him if we knew what he had been through.
I don't want to ask him about that. I don't want to. Do you recognize the name Corey Finnegan? He also goes by the moniker Phase.
Doesn't ring a bell, no.
So that's all of our notebook items. We don't need to ask him about our lighter, camera, newspaper articles. This is stolen evidence, or at least Kathy puts it that way. I don't know why the ranger would recognize it one way or the other. We could ask him about that.
Probably a bad idea to show that. I found one of these things lying around.
Oh, yes. I'm quite pleased with the turnout.
We've already asked about mirrors. He doesn't care about my scissors. He's not going to care about my pain pills unless he really cares about it. And just flashing around boxes of ammunition is probably not a great idea. This transcript is not going to be helpful to him.
I don't want to ask.
I think that we have everything that we can.
Thanks. I'll be going now.
Alrighty then. Good luck.
I should see if I could find out where those resident rangers live. Maybe something in this room can help.
Giant map might be a map.
Looks like a map of the immediate surroundings here in Bear Creek. Various points of interest are marked out. There's the ranger accommodations. It's not that far of a trek from the nearest parking spot, so I should be able to cover the rest of the distance on foot. I better not risk it without a gun, though. Lucas's revolver should be somewhere near the crash site.
Yeah, we're gonna need a lot more stuff to tackle that.
Hey, Cassie.
Yeah?
Do you know a Faith Cyrene? She's supposed to have some form of facial scars.
No, I don't know anyone like that.
All right, so if Ranger Vic is hanging out with Faith Cyrene, which we think that they are, he's not doing it at work.
I don't want to ask her about that.
And I don't have any new items. Let's show Cassie the pills.
I don't want to ask her about that.
No, I don't want to ask him her either. Figured we could maybe make a trade.
That's the biggest ceiling fan I have ever seen.
Tell me about it. We wouldn't be able to hear ourselves talking if it was turned on.
Okay, ceiling fan can be used to make enough noise to get away with something that might otherwise be loud.
I don't want to ask. I don't want to.
And then that little bulletin board on the door is not something that you can interact with or ask her about. Okay, I feel like this is everything.
All right, I'm off again.
Bye-bye.
So Kathy Rain has the same reaction that I do, that she doesn't want to go talk to the ranger without having a weapon. I don't know how to get the weapon. I don't know how to crack the code right now. I'm just taking a quick look at where we can't go. I can't think of any reason to go back to Meadows right now unless we want her to tell us to go take a picture that she doesn't actually want. We can't go talk to Tabitha. I don't have anything that I can think of at the King of Kings. I'm trying to think any place that I would think of like String, or sometimes there's things at Rain Investigations, but we were just there. We just had that big conversation with Eileen. Constance Hill. There is that drain pipe, but if we can't get into the drain pipe, that's not going to help us get into the storm drain either. And the city library. Well, we could see if Tom is still available.
Tom was a no-show today, huh? Guess he's out and about? A workstation for the librarian. You can rent one of those if you lack a fixed address.
All right, I didn't know if we'd be able to get away with anything because he's gone. So far, it seems like the same interactions, and I don't have any occasion to look for more newspaper articles.
Some antique world map.
Yeah, I don't object to interacting with these things. I just can't imagine what it would bring us. Now, the calendar in here does mark off full moons and so forth. I wonder if that's somehow relevant to Lucas's code. It's just that we've only seen 2 calendars in the game, and one of them featured the phases of the moon very prominently because it was relevant to the quest, but maybe it'll be prominent to an additional puzzle. So we go back to the crash site. I have absolutely no ideas on how to get started, and if we go back to Longhorn PI, I feel like I don't have any ideas on how to get finished. Let's talk with Meadow. I think that we talked with Meadow and we talked with Eileen for ideas on how to get the gun. It doesn't look like she's home.
I guess she's not home.
Okay, in that case, let's go back to Lucas's, but we can call Eileen from his desk phone, and maybe then Kathy will have some additional questions. Just double checking that there's no individual pixels on the screen that we needed to interact with.
No need to make that call from here.
I don't know, I wouldn't mind the consult though. Josh doesn't want to talk to us, or I don't want to talk to Josh, and the Azure Sky Motel is not going to be helpful.
No need to make that call from here. No need to...
Right, so the only thing that we can call from here then is JK. Okay, let's think outside the box. The first thing that we need to know is what does 1011 mean? And if it's neither, what is it? J, which is 10, and KK, which is 11. And then, like, this appears to be the Morse code to it. And the reason that you would know is that SOS is ... .. ... ... ... So if you know S's and O's, then you can recognize the rest of this as being Morse code. But if I can't click on this, I just don't know how to convince Kathy Rain means... I'm just gonna click on a few different things here. Really feels like dog case, like it really does. And then this is the last page, and you can't click on anything here.
These all share the 1011 prefix. I should start by figuring out what that means.
And I can't click here, and I can't click on these words. I can't click on the number itself. Okay, hold on. There's more dots here. So it's drawing my attention here. We've got the book. What is this, though? What is it telling me from right here? What's... There's a dot here and a dot here, and then a dot here and dot here. And I just don't know, like...
Just a blank date. Nothing special about it.
But, Kathy, why are you marking it then?
Just a blank... Just a...
And then here, I can't click on it all.
Just a...
Well, 1011 is also a date. 10 was this day, and then 11 was here.
Looks like Lucas had a meeting with J.K. Dog watching, huh?
But I can't click on the numbers themselves.
Dog watch.
What would make me feel better is if I could at least prompt Kathy Rain to comment on the idea that dog case might be relevant here.
That was the night.
Yeah, this feels like it's pointing to the pager. This is pointing to, hey, there's something here, and we can click on any of these. That's his ex-wife. Let me just click on each of the numbers.
These all share the...
Yep.
These all...
Got it.
These all...
They sure do. Boy, this is a case where... And this is very unfamiliar to me in this or the previous game. I'm just, like, mechanically not certain how I am supposed to move forward.
Looks like some meeting... That... J.K. deliver? Looks like... Dog? Just a...
I don't know. It's gonna be so obvious. It's gonna be something that like 99% of people just like, oh, and then you just click here and then you can do it. I don't get it. You can't click on any of these. I'm gonna click around the edges of the paper as well. Just any response on any topic. Oh boy, I really, really don't want to look it up, but I just... We'd go back and try to fish the gun out, but with what? There's a gun in a storm drain. Usually you would think that you would need to like hook it or bring it up or draw it up or send down like your friendly neighborhood ferret to like pick it up and bring it back. Your trained mongoose could get in there. Kathy doesn't have any of those things.
Reached a new...
I guess I could leave a message here, but I'm not sure what kind of numbers this JK is expecting. Maybe the other clues here on the desk can help?
Well, if I was... Hold on, let's go back here. When JK texts in, he puts in 1011 to indicate who he is. So I would probably want to do LL, which is 1212 would be in response. Or, I mean, because he doesn't know Kathy Rain, Logan Longhorn from Longhorn Investigations. That's what I'd want to put in. I don't know how to, like... I think we might have to look this up. I just don't know how to... Can I get to my inventory from here? No, inventory is not available.
No need to mess with that. I ripped out the only relevant page.
And then we got the photo. And then the address book. Is there something that I failed to look up?
Doing that once was enough. I don't need to look that up. What if... I don't need to... Worth a shot, but no, nothing.
And then Faith, and then JK.
No need to do that again.
I just don't get it. Boy, this is disappointing. It's got to be something incredibly straightforward, and this is his wife's number.
Oh, I recognize this number.
This is the first one in the list. What if we could figure out what the other numbers mean? 1011 is presumably JK, and then 104 would be acknowledgement, like he sent in an okay. This one here would be 3333. Now, what's interesting is that... Oh, this is a big emergency. There was some sort of an emergency that came in. That's his wife. JK 1024 would be assignment completed. So that's probably when he was texting the fact that he was ready to do the delivery. And then 1064 would be that the delivery... Yeah, so the first one is I have the delivery, and then the next one is I can do this. I feel like I know what I'm being shown, and I don't know how to prompt Kathy to understand
I should
that.
write something down first.
Yeah, you should, with one of the pens that's there on the thing.
No.
She's got her own. Let's go back to look for the gun. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm really wasting time. We've interacted with the whiskey, the photographs. We've already looked at the trash can. We've opened the gun case, the windows, books, framed articles. I'm going to go back to the crash site, and if we can't find anything at the crash site, as I said earlier, I am not above looking something up. I just want to be transparent about it. I feel like I've completely resolved that desk puzzle. I just don't know how to tell the game that I've done it.
The gun is lodged well in there. I need some kind of tool to pull it out.
Some kind of tool. Well, we do have, like, bike tools. That's something we haven't done. We haven't gone back to Rain Investigations. She has bike tools and other stuff, and maybe we can talk to Eileen about what we found so far. Since we can't call her.
Hey, hey!
Hey, E. Can I talk to you for a sec?
Sure. What's up?
I'm looking for a person that Lucas knew who goes by JK. Ring any bells?
Not really.
If we could access this while we were looking on the desk, then what does 1011 mean? And you could click on JK, but if there's a way to get to this, I
All right, that's all.
don't know what it
Okie
is.
dokie.
Did I get any new inventory items to show her? The box of ammo, we can show her that.
Can I talk to you for a sec?
Sure.
I don't want to show that to her.
The doctor gave you those?
Yep.
And then nothing.
All right.
Okie dokie.
I have a feeling Eileen is finished with being bothered all the time. All right, bike tools maybe?
Useful things for when the Catmobile needs a tune-up.
Or gets completely wrecked. Junk box?
Every biker worth her salt.
Mirror, coffee maker, cat clock, spice rack, dirty dishes, oven, refrigerator, postcard. Well, the other places we've seen tools in the whole game is at the cathedral. All right, let's go to the cathedral. That is a valid location for us to visit. I couldn't think of a reason to do it earlier.
Hello again, Father.
Welcome back, my child. What?
I don't want to ask him about that.
Hey, Father, do you want to see my bullets?
I don't want to show that to him. All right, I'm heading back out.
Goodbye, young lady.
And we cannot go to the rectory on our own. He said that he didn't want us in there.
That must be the rectory building where the deacon was killed. Based on what the Reverend told me, there isn't anything left of the crime scene. Let's not get any crazy ideas. The priest is right here if I have questions.
And as far as I know, we can't go for a stroll in or around the graveyard. Yeah, that's it as far as I can tell. So there's no new leads at the cathedral. Sometimes in adventure games, when you feel like completely stumped, the answer is do semi-random things and see if you can find something that jogs it forward.
That was disappointing and...
Right, so we can't interact with the storm drain. We've come all the way here, so we might as well take a look at it.
a fire pit for grilling food.
And then we've got this with no new items, interactions, or anything else.
Looks like this place was... nothing but some rudiment... Looks like this...
No, and then we're done. We'll hit downtown. It is the only place that we haven't been.
Nah. Creepy design. Bulky looking thing.
All right, I am... The only thing I can possibly imagine is that we find somewhere to click on the letters JK. "1011" means JK, specifically this.
Looks like Lucas...
1011 means dog case, which I click right here. It means 10. Just clicking everywhere here. 11. I think we have to look it up. I don't want to spend our lives just looking at this screen. We've clicked on every calendar date. We've clicked on the forward and backwards button. I can't click on the post-it. When we click on any of these, it brings back the exact same thing, even if we click on the 1011 part.
These all share the 1011 prefix.
Kathy, please write it down. And as far as I know, like, you know, usually your satchel is down here. Can't click on it here.
The Longhorn Boys.
Oh, I'm so bummed out. We've been doing so well. But I absolutely don't know. We can't talk to Eileen. We can't call Eileen from here. Crush up our pills and snort them. We've got newspaper articles, obsidian shard, brochure, pendant, mirror, scissors. Would we do anything? Well, I can't access this inventory while we're looking at the stuff on the page.
I need to come up with some way to extract the gun from the drain. Maybe I can get creative somehow. This JK person probably knows something about the soothsayer. I need to arrange a meeting with them. In order to set up a meeting with JK, I need to somehow decipher the pager code.
Oh, I've so completely done that.
The number of JK, Lucas's secret informant. The number to Eileen's phone in the Gazette. The work number of Joshua Everett, my cop friend. We went to high school together.
I don't think that we called him. I think that we were told that we didn't need to from here, but maybe we'll look at that real quick. Call Josh?
No need to make that call.
No.
No need.
And then JK she won't do until we crack the code. Okay, I think this is my tap out point where I say that we've got to figure out how to interact with this puzzle. So just a few seconds, and we're gonna hit up our good friend Dr. Google. I hope. We're gonna type in Kathy Rain 2 space 1011. Yeah, low spoiler hints. This would be helpful, I think. Okay, just get the hell out of here. Gradual hints on how to solve the puzzle. Okay. Flicking through the pager's messages. We've done that. The manual should be your main focus. Right. We've done that. You will now see a spoiler. It's very likely that all of these messages are about dog cases. What else could the numbers mean? Well, they could mean JK. I just don't like... What I need is not the information. I need to know physically how to interact with this. Okay, let me look up a different guide here. Okay, so we've talked with Eileen. We listened to the message. We've investigated the desk. Look at each item, particularly the calendar. Make sure to click on both dates with the name JK mentioned, the pager and the blue notebook. Let's just double check that I've done both dates. We've got this one here.
Looks like Lucas had a...
And we've got this one here.
JK deliver?
Okay. So now we want to investigate the pager messages. Click the address book on the left and try to search for JK. We've done that. Once you look it up, click the phone and attempt to call JK with an automatic voice message. Done that. We'll resort to decoding the message. By the way, this is on neoseeker.com, so shout out to you guys. She'll place the only items we'll need to decipher. Click on them to begin. The first step will be figuring out the repeated numbers 1011 means. To do so, use the blue notebook on the left and flip to the page with the numbers and letters. Right here. Oh wait, do we type with the keyboard? Right, I can't type on anything here. Instead, you'll want to read it as 1011. What letters are marked under 1011? JK. So fill the bottom right notebook. 1011 means JK. So wait, I'm so sorry. Do we type? It doesn't light up in any way.
I should write some.
Right. I'm just letting you guys know I'm typing on the keyboard. Kathy, help me. JK is here. I click... Wait. Oh my gosh! I clicked on every other thing. So, just full disclosure, it simply did not occur to me that we needed to type on the keyboard to do this. And also, as you can see, I was clicking up here because that's where I would write it. Here it is. So it's JK. So I'm just noting that's as far as I'm reading. Now that we mechanically know how to interact with it, no gameplay or like knowledge spoilers. It's just where was I supposed to go? Now we know. Here we go.
Oh, yeah. 10 and 11 match the positions for J and K in the alphabet. That can't be a coincidence. The same letter mapping doesn't seem to be applicable to the rest of the messages, though. The second part must be encoded differently then. First, there's a simple initial prefix to determine the sender, and then some other representation of the message itself. I should try to craft a message for JK now, requesting a meeting in person. I'll set a goal to arrange a meeting at 2 p.m. in the park, but I'll probably need to send multiple messages to convey that.
On the off chance that anybody from Raw Fury or the publisher watches this, the developer, I promise I'm not a moron. I just didn't click on this thing. I was clicking on every other thing. If I could recommend maybe a patch, put one of these diamonds like on this line so that I would notice that it lights up. I apologize. I don't like looking things up. I want to solve it for myself. So now we've already worked out what the other ones here. This was big emergency 3333. So we want to arrange a meeting at the park. Park is 1x4. So what we want to do is we want to find a number to send is going to be. So I don't feel like we're going to send back JK though. Wouldn't we send back LL? Maybe I'm overthinking it, but I think we're going to go put in. Yeah, 99 would be LL. No, that's I apologize. 1212. 1212, I would think. And then it would be. Well, maybe I am overthinking it. Hold on, because I think maybe we're just looking for the code itself. So we would want to send. It could be meet complainant or location. Wouldn't you just send a location then? 1012. Let's try 1020. Location. And then 1x4. So is it just going to be 14? Let's try that.
No, I think the first part is wrong. I already figured out that the 1011 prefix means JK. I think I need to mirror that somehow.
Okay, that might...
Lucas Longhorn, why'd you have to make this so difficult?
Okay, we were on the right track originally, so it's going to be 1212. And then presumably 1020. For location.
1212 should be the correct prefix, and the numbers after that match one of the 10 codes in the police manual. But I'm not sure I'd convey what I want with this specific 10 code.
Okay, then let's aim at park. How about 1004 for park? Does that correspond to anything? No, that's going to be acknowledgement. Let's see though.
Yes, 1212 would represent LL, Lucas's initials, in the same way that 1011 corresponds to JK. I'm not sure about the rest of the message though.
It's the 1x4. I don't quite know how to parse that. Let's go back through what we know that he texted us. 104 is acknowledgement. Then this was emergency, and I say emergency because 33 is emergency, all units stand by. Then we had 1024, which was assignment completed, followed by 64, which was message for local delivery. I don't think standby is going to be it. Domestic problem. How about 1017 to meet complainant? Okay, not that. 1020. Although I think we already tried this. She said that we might have to send multiple messages, so I was thinking 1020 followed by, the park. Report in person. Here we go. 1025. I wasn't reading far enough down the list yet.
Yes. 1025 should convey that I want to arrange a meeting in person. I'll send that to JK's pager and see if I can get a response. Got a response. 10-4. That must mean acknowledged. Another one. 10-20,000. Not sure what to make of that one, but I have a feeling that they want me to respond.
So 20 would be location, and then 0000 is what Lucas had written in as question mark. Yeah, it's 3 zeros. So, well, I think that's, he wants back the code on where we want to go. So that's where we'd go 12, I would think, 1212 So it's the 1x4, because our goal is to go to the park. So we want to... Let's try 104. Let's look at our codes. It could conceivably be that you spell it out. 1 by 4. What does that mean? 1x4, 1 by 4. I think 000 is the question mark. 1011 is I'm JK. 1020 is... Oops, hold on. Location. And then 000 is question mark. He's asking what is the location. So... $10.76 for en route?
1212 should be the correct prefix, and the numbers after that match one of the 10 codes in the police manual.
Oh, maybe it's 1111. Maybe it's 1 4 times.
Yes, that should work. If the list on the post-it is correct, I think that this is the way to tell them that I'd like to meet at the park.
Okay, that took a second.
Good. Another acknowledgement. And a query once again, it looks like. If we've settled on the park as a location, what's this now?
Well, it's 000, so he's asking a question. It's JK, 1036 question mark. Oh, what time? So now we need to communicate 2 p.m. So I would think that we do 1212 for Lucas Longhart, and then 1077. But then how would you communicate? Maybe just be 200? Or it would probably be military time, wouldn't it? Because that's you'd want to communicate it in a 4-digit thing. So what is that, 1400? Let's try Lucas Longhorn, 1400 hours.
Yes, that should work. $10.76, i.e. en route. Perfect. I should head to the park and try to find JK.
Okay. Yeah, I'm very relieved that the things I thought about the puzzle were correct, and I also feel very self-conscious about the fact that I just couldn't figure out how to mechanically interact with it. So thanks to the folks at NeoSeekers who were like, and then use your keyboard, because I will confess, even though we use the keyboard to interact with the quiz, that I felt like was like right there where it was like, oh, the lines, and then you would type on it. Here, I just didn't recognize those dashed lines at the bottom as being, this is where you would type something in. Call that my issue, because I assume this was play tested by others who like picked up on that immediately. Yeah, still enjoying this very, very much, and we will see you guys again very shortly for the next one.